Here we are at Clothesline, the show where we string them up, put them to dry and wring them clean on the clothesline. In India, we tend to believe that we have the worst infrastructure in the world. And we have reason enough to believe this.
The world-class airport terminal at Delhi's Indira Gandhi Airport. Not so world-class anymore. Roads in south and central Delhi were flooded, causing traffic jams. The national capital brought to a standstill.
So are we the only place where buildings come crashing down, bridges collapse? We actually might be the only place in the world where bridges are expected to collapse. I was being driven over a bridge in Goa, a state which had one of the worst incidents of a bridge collapsing some years ago. Remo even wrote a song about it. And in this state, as we were driving over a bridge, the driver very proudly turned to me and said that the bridge we were driving over had actually passed its expiry date, but was still standing. Reassuring, huh? Aren't medicines and milk packets supposed to have expiry dates, not bridges? Sometimes we presume that everything works perfectly in other countries, especially the all-powerful, slick, efficient United States of America. So imagine my delight when I saw Jon Stewart's show In Trouble, when they lost power in their studio. Watch this.
Funny story. At the end of the last segment, basically the studio exploded. We lost all power to our cameras and monitors, and it seems that I now have officially broken the Daily Show.
Next time the Clothesline team is waiting for the power to come back for us to continue to shoot the episode, we shall remember we are in good company. And Sheila ji, we promise we will also pray. Incidentally, this is the News Laundry office last weekend when it rained. We bring you this report.
Thank you, Madhu. Last week, there was 3.5 feet of water on all the streets around here. There was 2.5 feet of water in every house. And there was flooding. Yaar, why are you shaking so much, Satyan?
You're heavy. This is not why I signed up for News Laundry.
He should be happy someone of my level is here on his shoulders reporting.
Which world are you in?
Dear God. As if dealing with the bijli, pani, camera, lights and editing expenses weren't enough, I have this to deal with. We'll probably ask you to loosen your purse strings for us sometime soon if we are to carry on. And for that, I guess I'll have to be taken a little more seriously. So I'll be presenting Clothesline like so. From now on, because in case you haven't realized, what this is to patriotism and this to romance, this is to Saas Bahu serials, this is to serious journalism. Veer, of course, doesn't think journalism is totally serious and keeps his hands free to pick up a sandwich or a vada pav. Thoda khao, thoda feko. You know what I'm saying. Feko. While I understand journalism is serious business, must you all look like you need a glass of Eno or Alka-Seltzer? Gelusil, boys and girls? I'd like to see one promo of serious journalists like this. Here's our version of the perfect promo.
Forget political party. Tea party ho ya birthday party. Cocktail party ho ya marriage party. We bring you the best Delhi news. नेता हमें बुलाते हैं, फिल्म स्टार्स हमें जानते हैं, हंसी मजाक में हम उन्हें हाई फाइव भी देते हैं. Delhi at 6, where entertainment makes news and news makes for great entertainment.
My favorite part of the CNN IBN promo is of Sagarika's segment of sense over sensibility. Oops, sorry. And speaking of sense, Delhi's sensible chief minister told us whom we should blame for poor drainage and infrastructure in God's own country, Delhi. Maybe we should pray to God to save us from these ministers. And Delhiites, don't feel so bad for yourselves. Mumbai is one metro that deals with this every year.
जिस तरह से जगह पर जल जमा हुआ है,
and so does Kolkata.
No, this year you have to dance 4 hours. You told me, you assured me, first day.
Chennai has to deal with worse though.
Jayalalitha has said that at least 13 Sri Lankan players will not be allowed to play matches that were going to be held in Chennai. The trouble for the Maran brothers seems to be escalating here, while the younger brother then, the Maran, has had to make a rather disgraceful exit from the cabinet.
But then they also have things to celebrate. So Mumbai was issued an advisory to not travel. Don't travel since it's raining. Remember this?
क्या हुआ? मुंबई शंघाई नहीं बनी? चलो वेनिस तो बन गई. ठीक है.
Well, Mumbai couldn't become Shanghai, but it sure has come close to Venice, and we know that's better because Venice is in Italy. Mamma mia, wo to nimbu pani! Thanks to the inaction on the part of the government and authorities, roads everywhere have been battered by the monsoon. Commuters have to deal with floods and be on the lookout for ditches and potholes. As if that weren't enough, CNN-IBN correspondent Priyanka Dubey, reporting on the flooding in Terminal 3 of the Indira Gandhi International Airport, looked menacing, holding a rock in her hand while doing her piece-to-camera sign-off. Look out!
Every time it pours in the national capital, passengers attempting to use the swanky Terminal 3 of the Delhi airport will have to be prepared for more than just a little bit of a splash.
Now, getting creative to make a mark in journalism is good. But if she really meant business, she should have jumped in herself when she said the word splash. I would have loved to see that. That would be serious journalism. One person who means business all the time is Arnab Goswami. His sense of outrage on the children dying from a midday meal was commendable. But politicians have started hitting back. How dare Arnab question them? Yes, Arnab is now free game. And it's nice to note that he can take it as good as he gives, which is a lot more than can be said for others from his fraternity. First, Pawan Verma, whose party is in power in Bihar and responsible for the midday meals, ticked him off. Watch this.
Arnab, let me say that the sense of outrage you feel, you don't have a monopoly on it.
You say that I don't have a right or what did you say? Monopoly or outrage? Well, Mr. Verma, you and your government and the political class of this country don't have a right to, righteousness either.
Then the irrepressible Renuka Chaudhary hammered him. That must hurt.
Now, unless Mr. India wants to know, if you don't let me finish it.
I'm sure that reference to Mr. India, you were referring to Rahul Narvekar, not me.
Arnab, you have wasted national television time.
Thank you.
For about 40 minutes, with no solutions and no answers. And you're not allowing, and the people who are talking on the show have not heard what I've said. When I was giving the solutions, you allowed another gentleman to be frothing at his mouth and he won't let me conclude. No one has heard what I have to say.
But all in all, in the face of this tragedy, what answers did the people of India get? More tutu, meh.
He's from the Congress party. What else do you expect? They've set up 1,000 committees for their own corruption in India.
No, what you can expect from BJP, who don't value human lives and puppy's life.
Back to the poor puppy. That puppy will never die. Such a heartbreaking tragedy, anyone would expect it would be the most normal outcome for the party in power to show empathy and apologize. But why is apologizing the one thing they will never do?
It is a case of poisoning as it appears now, where whether it's intentional or whether it's not is a question that the investigation will reveal.
While every other media channel was going blue in the face about the midday meal massacre, NDTV 24/7, always standing apart from the rest, did a special show on how the midday meal is fabulous.
Saying that the food is nice, that there's vegetables in the food, we visited a school deep in the western suburb of Mumbai. On the menu today, pulao. Added to it, beetroot, channa, kishmish.
घर जैसा स्वाद है कि घर से भी बेहतर है?
घर से भी बेहतर है.
The food is tasty, you can get second helpings, it's fresh. Hell, it's most probably put together by these three gents. What was the point of this story? But journalism doesn't get better than this. While newspapers gave this earth-shattering news a column, or two, or okay, three, India TV had a special 1 hour investigative, probing, questioning, blow-by-blow account on an incident that every Indian citizen of every age should understand the intricacies of.
रविवार शाम कांग्रेस के नेता बाबा सिद्दीकी ने इस पावन रमजान के महीने में इफ्तार पार्टी दी थी।
सलमान और शाहरुख के पैचअप की प्लानिंग तकरीबन 15 दिन पहले ही हो गई थी।
इसीलिए इस इफ्तार पार्टी को 5 सितारा होटल में रखा गया था।
दोनों ने फिल्मों, प्रॉपर्टी के बढ़ते दामों और इन्वेस्टमेंट की बातें भी की। सलमान से गले लगकर शाहरुख का बोझ कम हो गया।
दोनों की नजदीकियों को देखकर लगता है खत्म हो गई Khan war.
While the Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan spat coming to an end, apparently one hug is all it takes, occupied TV news, print, the more serious news format, was obsessing with a more serious spat. Amartya Sen versus Jagdish Bhagwati. First Post and Mint were the Kurukshetra for this Mahabharat, and Twitter was the Sanjay, relating the story with his divine powers of reporting. And Bhagwati, with his piece in the Mint, proved that he is no less than Salman Khan when it comes to dignified debate. Some gems from it. Quoting, "Now Sen says that I want to debate him, but he will not debate me." So much, of course, from Sen, who has conned foreigners into believing that Indians believe in debates that lead to an informed democracy. As it happens, Indians traditionally are more into falling at the feet of great figures like Sen and me. Close quote. Dear God, oh dear God. Hello?
This is Jagdish Bhagwati. You called my name?
Oh, Professor Bhagwati, I wasn't calling you. I meant the other God, the one up in the clouds. I'm just recording. I'll call you back. Then Mr. Bhagwati went on to say, quotes, "Alternatively, they, that is Indians, indulge in personal attacks like musicians who describe singers from other gharanas as dhobies," close quote. After which, Jagdish goes on to make several personal attacks on Amartya Sen, which was a deliberate device used to demonstrate his Indianness in his own definition. In case some of you thought it was clumsy irony, more gems coming up. Bhagwati wrote, "He indirectly responded to my Lok Sabha speech some time ago, which may have annoyed him, as it had an unprecedented response in the country, unlike his own." Jagdish. Jagdish, you know, let's watch the Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan spat. It's as classy, and at least you get to see a toned six-pack and pretty awesome biceps. Oh, and Pramit Bhattacharya, in his piece on this brilliant duel, said, in quotes, "Bhagwati is a Columbia University professor of economics who has been nominated for the top honor several times," close quote. Really? Indian journalists have sources in the most unlikely places. Last time I checked, the Nobel Committee doesn't reveal nominees for a 50-year period, although many contenders are known to float rumors of their nomination themselves. And an eager media obliges, because by the time you can confirm whether someone was really nominated at all, they would be dead and gone, and so would you and me. Also occupying print space was the UPA versus anyone who dare criticize this non-government government. Indian Express was the battleground for this one. Pratap Bhanu Mehta's piece, "While We Were Silent," was followed up with Shekhar Gupta's piece, "The Deformists," a right-right combination. Loyal soldier of the Congress Shashi Tharoor wrote an opinion piece titled "Note to UPA Bashers," and Sheila Dikshit's loyal secretary Pawan Khera responded with an opinion piece titled "Imagining a Silence, Missing the Point." Right. A left-right-left response. Pratap Bhanu Mehta wrote an eloquent piece demolishing the misrule of the UPA, to which Khera wrote a piece demolishing the craft of writing and completely destroying, what's it called, reality? Correct. With brilliant lines like, quote, "Never before has any government faced the kind of assertion that the UPA did. When was the last time anyone saw protesters laying siege to Rashtrapati Bhavan?" Close quote. Talk about extracting a silver lining from a dark cloud. Another gem. Quotes, "The last 4 years of India's democracy have been a promising and exciting chapter where citizens and the state have been locked in a loud, healthy debate." Close quote. Debate? Debate? This is a debate?
There are two water cannon Delhi police trucks which are firing water on these protesters. The police is firing tear gas shells at these group of protesters and largely charging them.
If Mr. Khera calls this debate, Arnab, you have a long way to go before you come even slightly close to noise. Every बेचारा अर्नब को harass करते हैं सब लोग, including us. उसकी debates are noise and a free-for-all and लड़ाई झगड़ा and क्या-क्या. Sorry, Arnab. If this is debate and discussion for Mr. Khera and his party, then your shows have a long way to go to get really trashy. Seriously. अभी अर्नब बनना बाकी है.
मैं रुकता नहीं, ना कभी थकान होती. मैं सोता नहीं, मेरी आंखें हमेशा खुली रहती हैं. एक परछाई हमेशा पीछा करती है.
सबको तो डांट चुका हूं मैं, सबसे पूछ चुका हूं. The nation wants to know. क्यों एक बात हर वक्त सताती है?
कौन है जिससे जीतना बाकी है? जाने कितनी रातें इसी डर में काटी हैं।
आज फिर लड़ाई झगड़ा बाकी है। आज फिर स्टूडियो में वाटर कैनन्स और लाठियां लाना बाकी है।
अभी मैं सैफ बना नहीं, अभी मैं शाहरुख बना नहीं,
अभी मैं अर्नब बना नहीं,
अभी सैफ बनना बाकी है, अभी शाहरुख बनना बाकी है,
अभी अर्नब बनना बाकी है।
We bring you some sensible arguments and brilliant moments from TV debates.
Face boothing is not going to get votes for any political party, whoever it is. If you have fake followers, they are not going to translate into votes.
We saw that in Bangalore when Narendra Modi went. 0 seats. We saw that in Karnataka when 0 seats. We saw that in Karnataka when Narendra Modi went. 0 seats. The Rambo of BJP got 0 seats. Relax, Vani. We are not debate. Relax, relax. Vani, calm down. Vani, calm down. Calm down, Vani. This is not Twitter. Vani, calm down. This is not Twitter or Parliament. Calm down.
Where there is sensible debate, there will be him. I guess Mr. Pavan Khera is on the advisory board of the Congress for choosing spokespersons. Here Veer is thinking, ये दिन भी देखना पड़ा कि इनके साथ debate करूँगा. Might as well play Temple Run.
Numerous accounts. Somebody else is I'm very confused. It's very confusing. I think again not a 0 seats in Karnataka. 0 in Uttarakhand. 0 in Himachal.
Has no answer about
0.
I want to ask Tessin, what 0 seats? What is 0, bhai? Who can understand what this debate is about? Of course, Pavan Khera probably understands. Do write in and tell us what this means. Also, NDTV. We, more than anyone else, understand we all need to make sure our bread is buttered. But let's at least call a promo event and not pretend it's a debate. Vikram Chandra was overseeing a debate called Is Love Overhyped? On The Big Fight. You know, the overhyped love issue, which comes a close third to the midday meal issue and the food security bill issue? No? You're not aware of this issue? The esteemed panelists included. Wait for it.
Let me start by welcoming all our guests on The Big Fight. I'm going to start with you, Harish Bijur, Sonakshi Sinha, who's of course the star of Lutera, and Ranveer, and we've got Chinky Sinha between the both of you. Malvika Rajkotia, divorce lawyer, and it's a great pleasure to have with us Prasad Bidappa.
What? No Suhail Seth on love and hype? Without Suhail, this is no debate. Sorry, Vikram. Losing your edge. This love being hyped issue that we've always been aware of was debated in the same week of the Lutera premiere. What a coincidence. The questions Chandra sought answers to over 60 minutes were, is love blind? Do human beings tend to confuse between love and sex?
Not if you do it right.
Has love been commercialized? Vikram, has news been commercialized? Way to go, Vikram. What next? Expect to see these debates on The Big Fight soon. Are express trains in Chennai more full of hype than the Rajdhani Express to Kolkata? Panelists, Deepika Padukone and Shah Rukh Khan. Also coming soon on The Big Fight, is the fight for Satyagraha dead, or are Satyagrahas overrated? Or is there a chance it can be revived this coming weekend? Panelists Arjun Rampal, Amrita Rao and Kareena Kapoor. Like Jon Stewart, ek light gayi. This is Delhi. That's a wrap for the week. If you have any moments from journalism that made you go, oh wow, or oh crap, write into us or tweet to us. We are the change. You are the change. For better or worse, never do nothing. Stay connected. Stay online.